Slick.
Wait till that start hitting that body.
Yeah.
Alvarez hit different. That body. Oh.
Look how slick. Mike, look how slick he is.
Oh, he's going to get
August of 2024 against Israel Madrimov to make him a 4-division champion. That's it. That's all. He hasn't fought since then.
Crawford, I think, gaining too much weight and too much muscle might affect them. If they're thinking of surviving and being able to take a punch and being able to go around.
Mike Tyson didn't hold back at the press conference after linking up with Canelo Alvarez, sending a blunt warning to Terence Crawford. Tyson declared Crawford simply too small to stand a real chance against the Mexican superstar. He dismissed the matchup as unrealistic, saying fans have little appetite for it and predicting an uphill battle that Crawford couldn't possibly win. His words instantly injected tension into the pre-fight buzz, sparking debate over whether the bout should even happen.
That Terence Crawford is simply too small and doesn't have a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez. I am Mike Tyson. He says that this is a fight that nobody calls for. It's just simply too much of a size difference. Shannon Briggs is the believer in styles make fights, skill set, and the skill set of Canelo Alvarez versus the skill set of Terence Crawford favors the skill set of Terence Crawford, not only just to win, but to possibly stop Canelo Alvarez for the first time in his career. Now, Canelo Alvarez is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is 4-division champion, undefeated, 2-division undisputed champion. Canelo Alvarez is a 4-division champion, 2-time undisputed super middleweight champion, and reigning undisputed super middleweight world champion with a record of 63 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout.
Veteran boxer Gabe Rosado weighed in on the potential Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford showdown with a measured but skeptical take. While praising Crawford's technical skills, movement, and precision, Rosado stressed that he doesn't believe Crawford packs the punching power needed to trouble Canelo. He reminded fans that Canelo has stood toe-to-toe with some of the sport's hardest hitters without faltering. For Rosado, the gap in size, strength, and durability would be a monumental hurdle for Crawford to overcome.
So I don't see how Crawford could hurt Canelo, because Canelo's been in there with Kovalev. He's been in there with Bivol. You know what I'm saying? He's been in there with big punchers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can a guy that's really a 47-pounder, even though he's up in weight, I don't see how he can hurt Canelo. You know what I'm saying? It just feels completely, because your body is different to absorbing a bigger blow. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, when I sparred the guys in the lower weight classes and they hit me, bro, it's like, no disrespect, but it just feels like you get hit with a pillow. It's just different. It could be a murderous puncher at 147, but if I'm walking around 185 and I'm a solid guy and I'm used to fighting guys, you know, with a different kind of power, and I spar a guy that's a welterweight, it feels like a pillow.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult delivered a straightforward verdict. Terence Crawford cannot beat Canelo Alvarez. He pointed to the size, strength, and stylistic mismatches as decisive factors. Showbiz argued that Canelo's vast experience against elite opponents in multiple weight divisions has made him uniquely equipped to neutralize fighters like Crawford. While acknowledging Crawford's adaptability and ring IQ, he maintained that those tools alone couldn't offset Canelo's power and control. In his view, the fight tilts heavily in Canelo's favor unless Crawford delivers something truly extraordinary.
Spaceman Films. What up, Biz? Who you got? Canelo Crawford.
Yeah.
Got Canelo. I heard the punches that he hit Charlo with. I don't know if Crawford can absorb those punches. I know he's a great man and a great warrior. But you come from 147 to put on a better fight than Charlo. I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody could do better than Charlo did last night.
Do skill really pay the bill? Because that would be tested.
Skill pays the bill. That's why Canelo skill.
Renowned trainer Robert Garcia voiced concern over Terence Crawford's plan to pack on significant weight for a fight with Canelo Alvarez. Garcia warned that rapid weight gain can sap a fighter's speed, stamina, and sharpness, qualities that have long been among Crawford's biggest assets. He dismissed comparisons to Floyd Mayweather as misguided, noting that Mayweather never relied on bulking up to beat bigger opponents. instead using speed and technique. In Garcia's view, the physical demands of fighting much heavier could put Crawford at a disadvantage before the opening bell.
With Crawford, I think gaining too much weight and too much muscle might affect them if they're thinking of surviving and being able to take a punch and being able to go rounds, then they're trying to maybe go the distance and they'll be happy with that. But I think Crawford's natural talent, Mayweather had it. You know, you guys were just mentioning right now that he doesn't. Crawford Mayweather never needed to gain weight and never needed to be heavy to be able to beat those bigger guys. I think Crawford's skills. We give Crawford a chance because we know how good he is, how his skills, his speed, his combinations. But if he's gaining so much weight, he might not be able to do those. He might not be able to have those same skills when it comes to his speed, his footwork because of the weight. So we'll see. I just hope he's not just training and getting big to survive and go the distance because maybe that's a win for him. Maybe he's thinking if I go the distance with him, that's a big win for me. So I just hope not. I expect Crawford to actually pull off some runs and maybe even pull off the fight. But if he's too heavy, too big, he's gonna get hit and he's gonna have to exchange punches, and that's where the danger comes in.
Gary Anchuan praised Canelo Alvarez for mastering his unique boxing style and knowing exactly how to apply it in every fight. He argued that Crawford cannot simply dismantle skills Canelo has honed over years of top-level competition, from precise counterpunching to crushing body shots. While acknowledging Crawford's adaptability and intelligence, Anchuan stressed that Canelo's confidence, efficiency, and ability to dictate pace make him an especially tough opponent to unseat.
He has mastered his style. Now, typically, Latinos, they got their own style versus melanated black people having like more rhythm, more flashiness and panache to their stuff, more swag.
Yeah.
We just fight different than other ethnicities. If you want to throw Amir Khan in there, his ethnicity, he was in and out.
Yeah, that's the European kind of style.
Textbook, but that was his style. Canelo got his style and he mastered it. Terence Crawford cannot take nothing away from him. He's like freakishly good, he go both sides, southpaw, orthodox, and I feel like he adapt well. But it don't take much to get hit, especially these little 8-ounce gloves. He cannot slip up. He cannot slip up. He gonna have to stay set from bing to bing from round 1 to 12, and he better be in shape. Yeah. I'm talking about like not 12-round shape. I'm talking about like 16-round shape.
Former world champion Chris Algieri shed light on the hidden challenges of moving up in weight. He explained that extra size can alter a fighter's timing, movement, and endurance, and that looking bigger doesn't always mean hitting harder. Algieri warned that competing at an unfamiliar weight, especially against someone as comfortable at that size as Canelo, can be tricky. He noted that while Crawford's skill remains elite, the physical adjustment could take its toll in the later rounds when stamina is tested most.
So that's another aspect of that comparison. And yes, exactly what the champ said, exactly what Abel Sanchez said. You're going to put on weight. You're going to be a different fighter. And I can say this, even as a fighter as myself, as I've gotten heavier in my retirement, and I try and move around the gym, it just feels different. And even when you start camp, you feel different in the beginning than you do at the end. But listen, we're still 4 or 5 weeks away. I don't know exactly what Terence is weighing right now, and even if he does say what he weighs, man, he's gone out there and said he's weighed, all types of crazy numbers just to get media to respond. So it's really not really going to know until the fight. And we see these guys next to each other. He might look bigger right now, but he might not be that heavy. He might still be in the range that these guys are targeting for the fight itself. But I will say this: if you look at it historically, Floyd Mayweather, when he fought Canelo Alvarez, Floyd was 36 years old. Canelo was a young man. I think he was 21 or something like that, or 23, under 23, whatever the case may be. Floyd came in how Floyd always comes in. He didn't try to put on weight for that fight. I think he came in 150 pounds, like he always did in his big fights, and even at 36 years old. And it was his speed, it was his technical proficiency, it was his skill and his jab, which is what gave Canelo fits all night long and eventually why he lost 11 rounds to 1. So I don't know that Crawford really needs to be packing on this muscle. And I have actually argued in my own head. I'm like, yeah, but he's older. He's not Floyd. Floyd was 36 when they fought.
One boxing analyst offered a blunt forecast: Canelo Alvarez will not lose to Terence Crawford. The reasoning was simple. Crawford lacks the power to hurt Canelo, and without that threat, Canelo can press forward without fear. The analyst predicted Crawford would struggle to absorb Canelo's heavy shots over 12 rounds, with the Mexican champion's strength, durability, and range control ultimately breaking him down. While respecting Crawford's resume, the analyst concluded that Canelo's physical edge would decide the fight.
Division, the undefeated phenom. He said that he sparred Canelo Alvarez, and he hit Canelo Alvarez with his best shot. His best shot. There's a power puncher. Yeah, he's smaller than Canelo Alvarez, but let me further explain. Canelo Alvarez didn't feel nothing. Nothing. And some of y'all gonna be like, but yo, that's Virgil Ortiz, he's smaller. Canelo Alvarez didn't feel nothing with Triple G. Canelo Alvarez didn't feel nothing versus Kovalev. Kovalev killed the man in the ring. Canelo Alvarez didn't feel nothing with Danny Jacobs. Canelo Alvarez wasn't even demoralized by Dimitri Bivol. He just got outboxed. He didn't hurt Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, you see how we say Iron Mike Tyson? Well, Canelo Alvarez has an iron chin. Terence Crawford. And also, put it this way also, after the fight with Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez, and I spoke to Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo basically said that, yo, Canelo Alvarez couldn't feel my punches. I hit Canelo Alvarez with 2 left hook and he didn't even feel nothing. Jermell Charlo was Iron Man Jermell Charlo. The 154-pound undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's not active right now, but we all know he was an undisputed, a knockout artist that got all his belt by knocking out every opponent to become undisputed, ladies and gentlemen. Canelo Alvarez has gotten hit with the most devastating punches in his generation, 175 and 160. Fought the likes of Kirkland that was known for power.
Former boxer and commentator Willie D broke down the matchup with a focus on 2 key factors: age and size. He noted that Canelo Alvarez is younger than Terence Crawford, an edge that can influence reflexes, recovery, and the ability to absorb punishment. Canelo also holds a height advantage, giving him greater reach to control distance and set the pace. Willie D stressed that these physical edges are more than just numbers. They create layers of disadvantage for Crawford before skill even comes into play, making this an especially steep challenge.
Before, Bud is 37. So you give that edge to Canelo, because in boxing, youth is a commodity. Height. Canelo is 5 feet 7.5 inches tall. Terence Crawford is 5 feet 8 inches tall. So you give the slight edge to Terence Crawford right there. The reach. Canelo is 70.5 inches tall. Terence Crawford is 74 inches tall, which gives him an almost 4-inch reach advantage. Their weight, Canelo is a middleweight and Bud is a lightweight middleweight. Records. Canelo is 63-2-2, 39 knockouts. Bud is 41-0. with 31 knockouts. Canelo's last fight was a victory over William Skull. It was a unanimous decision on May 3rd, 2025. Bud last entered the ring on August 3rd, 2024, where he defeated Israel Madrima.
John Ryder, who has shared the ring with Canelo Alvarez, offered a candid perspective on what Crawford would be up against. He described Canelo's style as relentless yet calculated, pressure that wears opponents down physically and mentally over time. Ryder explained that Canelo's true strength lies not only in his power, but in his ability to maintain a punishing pace while controlling the fight's rhythm. Even skilled, determined fighters can falter under that kind of sustained assault. In Ryder's view, Crawford's sharp technique and grit might not be enough to withstand Canelo's blend of power, tactical pressure, and championship experience across a full 12 rounds.